Mr. Peter Benton is in the house. Thank you very much, sir, for coming by. I hope you and your better half are doing well today. Hello, Bruce. What have you got lined up for us tonight? Same old, which is always something new. It's always something crazy. They're discovering lots of new things in the solar system, that's for sure. Hi, everyone here. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're doing well too, man. Yep, you're the first. Is that me first for first time in weeks? Listen, I rarely not see you here, my brother. Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing. If you can hack, start thinking of going to the bathroom first, getting the garbage out first before you stop by the channel, man, so you can be here on time. That'd be pretty bad, eh? I'm not that bad. I'm just playing with you, man. I appreciate the amazing support that you give this channel when you come here. Hey, I'm so hyped. No, I don't know why I'm hyped. It's horrible weather. And when I say horrible weather for the members, well, I got a member video up. Hey, Bobana. Bobana's in the house. Mark's here. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Mark in the house. Good evening to you too, man. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I appreciate it. Z-Spin, how's it going? Christopher Rollins is in the house. And still no wrench. I'm going to fix it next time, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I've been saying that for months now. Maridonne, bonjour à toi. J'espère que vous allez bien. Bisous, bisous. Ça va super bien. Merci Maridonne. Les allergies sont à l'extrême. On dirait que c'est continuel. Ça ne cesse jamais. C'est la température aussi. Ici, donc, qui fait un peu peur. Là, c'est le verglas qui va commencer. Merci, Maridonne. Beaucoup. There's freezing rain warning for us here. So depending on where you are in Montreal, first, did you guys hear Montreal, what happened with that crazy town bus driver? There's a roundabout in front of a daycare center where there's 80 kids there. And I feel for the parents. I don't know how many are hurt. I know there was at least one hurt. A town bus drove into a daycare here, and they're not saying whether it's deliberate or not. And you know how the media suppresses everything. So pray for the kids and all of that. I mean, it's some crazy stuff is happening. Is it Idaho or Utah or Idaho? I think there's a train that derailed, and now all these chemical containers are off on the sides. They're burning. Some thousands of people were evacuated. We had the earthquakes in Turkey. You know, people make up fake videos, how, everything's happening at the same time, and they make these videos of all these catastrophic events, but you see the dates are all different. Not anymore. Now these things are happening back to back, and you see more and more often these things happening. Yeah, boy. Hi, Jen. Good evening to you too. Norma C's in the house. Thank you, Norma C. Hey, Trish, thanks for being here, and thanks for being a member at the same time, all of you guys. Trish Killian and family, thanks for being here. Hi, Bruce. It's been too long. Time goes by. Time keeps on slipping, so they say. Yeah, things happen a lot when we're busy, when we're working, when we have family, we're in a relationship. And at the same time, I don't know if it's because the world's turning faster, but the days sure are going by fast. I don't know if it's all the crazy news that we're hearing. Aleos Valhatla in the house. Thank you very much, bro, man. Thank you so much. Je suis sur un high aujourd'hui, ce soir, puis je sais même pas pourquoi. Pourtant, les nouvelles sont pas bons. Garderie, l'autobus de la ville a rentré dans une garderie, man, puis ça a l'air qu'ils n'ont pas mentionné si c'était voulu ou non, ou délibérément fait, ou... So we're waiting for that news from the daycare in Montreal. Elizabeth Jordan, thanks so much. And if there's any newcomers here to the channel, thank you so much for taking the time to come to the channel. There's many channels on YouTube. Not everybody does it full time. Not everyone's as serious. Not everyone is honest. It's hard to find channels that suit you depending on what you want to do. But I hope that some of you are truth seekers. I know the ones that are always here are. But the newcomers, if you're a truth seeker and you'd like to see some truth about what's being filmed on the moon, I was lucky enough to be able to get many sightings of exclusive sightings, actually some rare sightings of what is on the moon. And, well, you know, in French, there's an expression, vendre ta salade, sell your salad. won't make sense in English, but you got to talk, and you have to, when you have something you're selling in a store and you want to sell your item, you got to sell it. You got to become a salesperson, a good representative of the company and the items you're trying to sell. Well, I don't sell items here or anything here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to show the truth of what's on the moon. And when people come by and they share the channel and they talk about it to other people, that's honestly the only way that this channel gets out to anybody. The last video was another important one. So if they don't want me to go over 2,000 views and get more than 100 comments, that's not a problem. We'll be able to post it often and repeat and often and repeat. I have new findings here that I post all the time. But when the sky, we're in the end of the world. It's an exception. It's been a couple of months that the sky is completely, there's no sky here. And when I say no sky, I mean no stars, no moon, no sun. I was able to get the sun today for 2 minutes. That's it. I was able to make a short video for the members. The sun's back at it again. It's active again. And I'm worried about this wanting to block out the sun. They're talking about it again. Like I talked about this in the members video this morning, but now in the news, they're still talking about it. Space dust. There's another theory now that they're coming out. No longer a theory. I think they're going to attempt to do it. Moon dust. Okay. They're going to throw moon dust between Earth, the moon, and the sun, between Earth and the sun in general, to try to block out some sun in some parts of the world. At the beginning, it was the robots that they talked about to send up there, space bubbles. You know, we've been hearing about this since 2020 or 2021, something like that, where Bill Gates wants to block out some sun rays. But if you do a Google fact check, like I said in the video this morning, Google will tell you that that's not true. So there is some truth to that. That's the problem. And, you know, it's hard to know what's fact and what's not if you're basing that on, if you're letting Google tell you that. I think it's best that you do your own research to find out yourself. Janine, dans la maison, merci. Thanks, Janine. Janine Canoy. Janine Canoy, sit moi. Who else do we have here? Hey, Peter, thanks again, man, for being here. Jason, how's it going, brother? Hope things are going well, man. I hope things are better. I hope everyone on your end is doing well. Lots going on in the world, and so many people are having problems with so many things that we can't talk about yet, but hopefully at one point those things will change, and we'll be able to at one point talk about some things when I don't know, when the Blackfoot, not Blackfoot, the black sheep elite, Musk, Elon buys YouTube. Whether I like him or not, you know, there's no trust in that guy, but it doesn't matter. When somebody does something good against the elites, I appreciate it, whether he be part of it or not. We know what he's involved in with SpaceX, Neuralink, and everything. He's part of it, right? But he tends to be very independent as to the other elites. Nobody has any clue, right? When we say elites, we're not only talking about rich billionaires, it's the people that are running the world. 5, 10, 20, 100, 1,000. You know, how many are there? There's different elite groups, but I'm talking about the higher ups. The things that they want to do is a bit pretty irrational. I guess it's safe enough to say. Joel Burgess, thank you very much. Easy, bruh. Me and kids and miss, hope you're well. But thank you very much, Joel, and sending energy to you and your family. Of course, hello to them if they're listening in. Thanks a lot, man, for listening to the channel, bro. For the interest that you guys have in the channel, I cannot thank you enough. Mike Allen's here. Thanks, man. Thank you so much, you guys. We have Kristen Parent is in the house. Greetings, Bruce. Love catching you live. I appreciate that, Kristen. Welcome. Wishing you a wonderful day. Nous avons Marie-Donne dans la maison. Before K's here. Thanks again, Jason. John P. Adventures in the house. Hello, sir. Thanks, you guys. Nice to see you, John. I am Kai's in the house. Always the same amazing family. It comes back. Same people, same people. Jeanine, too, another family member on the French channel. She stops by a lot. Les oreilles vont osciller. On parle de toi, Jeanine. Je suis en train de dire à tout le monde comment est-ce que tu supportes ici, tu supportes sur la chaîne française. Puis je te remercie beaucoup. Global Watchman News, great channel name. Thanks a lot. Hey, man, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it, you guys. Margaret Leach is here. Yeah, yes, exactly. Kai had mentioned it to me, a couple people also, that the 23rd, some big changes are coming to the table. Hopefully will be for the better of us. But I'm not sure exactly what is supposed to happen, but there's a lot more people like you, Kai, that are more familiar with that. I think I'm going to have to inform myself exactly what's going to come the 23rd. Hopefully this is something good that will be coming. Hey, Mr. Stephen A is in the house. Nice to see you, man. Thank you so much. I added that little hand thing. Quite like the Queen. When I start doing this there, you'll know that my head is... I had a comment this morning. One guy says, I used to follow you, but since you became so arrogant and think you're better than others, I stopped following you. And I replied, yet you're still commenting. You got to laugh with him. You can't beat him. I'm not going to join him, though. That's for sure. Shane is here. Thanks, Shane. Hey, Stephen A. Thanks for being a member too, bro, and all of you. And I appreciate that. Dwayne Beauchamp is here. Bonjour, Dwayne. Thank you, bro. Merci la gang. You guys rock. Get some French people that comes over to the channel here sometimes. It's awesome. Really awesome. Like at the house, a whole bunch of people. And the eye was pretty bad today. So I've been playing in it, putting water in it. It wasn't exactly ready for me to start, but I said I start, and sometimes I get off to do another splashdown. That's my glitch. Bruce splashes down his face sometimes, which is a little normal. Could be too much screen time that I'm getting in. Anika of Thoth, thank you for being here. I have a couple of people's pictures and stuff I got to put up. I get so much love from you guys when you guys send me mail or the letters are beautiful. They're wonderful, very supportive. A lot of you let me know that your families are also watching with you. I thank you so much. Star Hunter's here. How's it going, brother? Bruh. I love saying that. That's scary. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, listen, Stephen A., it's about to get pretty serious. It's about to get pretty serious. I'm laughing. We're all smiling about it. That's how humans are. We're badass, eh? We know it's an end of the world is near or something's near, and we can just sit there and laugh about it. Why not? Dude, it can be completely blue skies all day and clouds at a sunset after being raining or snowing for 2 months. Oh, and the fog, incredible. Same here, man. And you're on the line, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You're in the States, so you guys, when you guys get the weather comes down my way, especially in the summer, it's almost you guys get the weather and then I get it a day or two after. It's always been. Still didn't leave. Still playing my eye though, but didn't leave it. Nice to see you guys. MC Pelletier, merci d'être ici. Je ne peux pas partager. Ah non, MC Pelletier. C'est bizarre, ça. Un autre glitch de YouTube ou quoi? MC Pelletier wants to share the stream, but she says it's unshareable. Unfortunately, just more troubles. Mais merci de me laisser savoir. Hey, look at all these awesome people here. Thanks, Stephen A. You too, man, Jason. Thanks, buddy. Peters, man, thanks so much. See, I'm doing good. I'll only let you guys wait 5 minutes trying to scroll right down here. Oh, yeah. It's coming. Some serious stuff is coming. Hopefully good changes. Really, really hoping for good changes. We have our friend, which is Elias Valhatlas channel, which is he's always here on the French channel. Crazy Music Space Jam. If you're a guitarist, go and check out his setup and the videos that are there. When we do projects, all of us together, that's going to be the channel where we're all going to be able to interact and come on screen and talk. He speaks English and French. He's a hell of a good guy. You guys know him. He's right here with us. So check him out and give him some love. Super Slurth, hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. ¿Y tú? Thank you very much. Muchas gracias por venir a mi canal de investigación. We also have a Spanish, dos canales, OVNIs, Astronomy OVNIs, my second channel. We have two channels if you guys want to check it out and you speak Spanish. We get a lot of Spanish people, speaking people here. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, you guys. Music is in the house. Michael, how's it going, man? Finally got in early. Yes, YouTube usually shows me your videos. Yes, when it's an hour in. And some people don't even get the bloody notifications. Michael, thanks for being here, man. Happy some notifications went out. Maria, how's it going? From Sweden. I love it. I have a whole bunch of people now coming to the channel from Sweden. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Maria. Yeah, like I said, I heard nothing. She went through a hell of an operation. It wasn't that the operation, it was hell. It was that it was a matter of life or death there. She'll be talking about all that when she comes back and in a while. This is a very, very slow comeback. Okay. Walking and everything. She's gonna have a lot of problems. And I'm like, Kai, I don't want to talk more than what she told me. Well, actually, I'm telling you exactly what she told me. She's emailed me to tell me after I emailed her, please let everybody know that I'll be back, but I'm in no shape and form right now to type or whatever. She's the serum in her arms. I'm just trying to imagine what's going on, right? Hospital, lots going on in Montreal. It was during snowstorms and ice storms, so they set back. It's like hell in the hospitals here, and they make you wait for freaking hours for everything and anything. I can't stand the people there. Not shy to say it. Hey, what are you talking about? Doctors and workers for? No. Let's be realistic, okay? Every association has good people, and every association has some bad people. I won't talk too much about it. What if she's listening? Telling the hospital doctors, listen, he's really good. No, oh shit, he's talking about the. No, I mean, there's a whole bunch of people missing in all the hospitals here, and they're not talking about it on the news, obviously, because that's how it is. Shane. Yes. Oh yeah. Listen, that was funny. The Chinese lanterns. Yeah. Well, listen. Balloons. So they're retrieving it now as we speak, or they just did. I think they're retrieving those that balloon. Which there's one of them. There's another one in, is it South America or something? There's a bunch of balloons. There's 2 or 3 of them, I think. Came over Canada, and everyone's saying, why didn't Canada say anything? I think they did, but I think they said it to the States and didn't say anything to us Canadians in the media because, just us Canadians. What do we have to know everything? Why would we have to know all this, right? They don't give a crap about us. Too bad. Absolutely, I'm Kai. Yeah. When she gets back home and stuff like that, I'm sure she'll be able to get back on the net to say hi and stuff, but she won't be modding for a while. Obviously, she's going to be needing her hands and legs there. So, yeah, it was, lots of things happen to people. So I'm happy that she's going to be on the mend. She is on the mend, but it's going to be a long road back, which is, that's for sure there. Little bit by little bit. Everything went positive. Like everything went really well. I can't stand doctors in the hospitals. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. Hope all is having a good Wednesday. Thank you. Mr. Lewis Colton is in the house. Appreciate that, you guys. Nice to see you, Stacy. Hello to you. Jog Cuban sound. Bruce, I'm an extraterrestrial from The Z Quadrant, very interesting. We learn much about humanity watching your channel. I appreciate you guys. And I have to admit that if it wouldn't have been for you guys, I would not have gotten any videos. So it's sort of a complicity. I appreciate that. Thank you. California, Michael. I appreciate that. California in the house. Yep, still bothering me. Just thinking about it. His Highness. Oh, man. Listen, we got no snow here. Now what's coming is the rain. Freezing rain coming for a couple of days. It's supposed to be, right now it's 6 degrees. The other day it was minus 36. Now it's 30 plus degrees more. Major difference. Jules D, nice to see you. Hello to you. There we go. There we go. Here we go again. Played my eye once. Am I allowed 2 more times? That's life. We have to live with what we have, I guess. A penknife, yeah. I'm about to take a machete. Maybe pop it out. Change eyes. Maybe call Elon for some special glass eye or something. I'd be like, hey, everybody. The weird eye look. That's how it happens. Mr. Peter Benton, thanks, man. So they shot a balloon down with an F-22 Raptor. Yes. And it's got an EMP on board. Really? What the heck are those things? Anyways, curious and scary stuff. I have no idea. And I'll tell you what, when they exploded, thanks a lot, man. When they exploded the balloon, what happened with the balloon is there was this major puff of smoke or gas that came out of it. There was an incredible loud bang. Obviously, it's the missile that was, I don't know. I'm no pilot, no professional, but I'm pretty sure that they explode on demand the minute it impacts or touches or whenever they want. And they shot it down. They're going to retrieve it. I think it was something like 30 or 40 feet down. They said once it got over North Carolina and fell into the ocean. There's no excuse for China to be doing that over our country. They should have shot it down before. And a lot of people are talking about it. They should have actually shot it down a while before, but we have no more government anymore. Just people are just sitting there floating around, right? Just shooting the shit in the governments, the States, Canada, France, the UK. They're not doing their job. That's a fact. Love to fact check that. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Except for my eye. Chinese spy clouds. How do we stop them? See, that's the problem. Did you see there's a cloud? I saw a video, guys. Effing freaky. A cloud, Peter Benton. Driving around. Listen to me, man. You're not looking. If he was actually back turned to me, he'd get scared. No, seriously. A cloud, a literal cloud that's traveling faster than the other clouds, turning, going up and down, looking at stuff. We all talk about the theory of the cloud ship. I think there's some truth to that. Obviously, William Shuttles was saying it the other day in the comment section. It's not very hard to hide the surface. I said it a long time ago too. Lots of us did. It's not hard to hide a surface with water vapor and clouds. It would be inexpensive. It wouldn't cost a bloody cent to be able to do it. And now they're going to be shooting lunar dust out there to test blocking out the sun rays coming to Earth. This is crazy stuff. What's going to happen when the volcano reactions start all around the world and tsunamis and everything, and there's darkness for a month? They're not going to want to have been blocking out the sun rays, and then we're plunged into a month with darkness. It's going to devastate a whole bunch of things. It's going to plunge us into an ice age. It's going to be cold for a month here, boy, because temperatures are going to plunge down to about minus 70, minus 90 degrees, depending. It's all over the world. It's all different over the world, but some places will plunge down really cold like that. Yeah, I'm stupid in that way, Joel. I mean, I try not to. It's got to be some funny in this. This work is crazy, especially when there's nobody coming to the channel except for the same amazing people. I mean, it must be like, geez, Bruce, he doesn't think kindly of us, highly of us. It has nothing to do with you guys. So there should be a lot of other new people often coming to the channel, at least 5-10 a day, every 2 or 3 days, but it doesn't really happen a lot. Out to lunch is here. How do we stop them? Tell them you don't send anything over our airspace. I'll tell you how we can stop them. Maybe if they decide to sit down and actually come up with a defense plan. Do you think there's actually is one? We saw on 9/11 that there wasn't. Is this real time? Or is this practice event? Is this a world event, or is this just a practice? Scrambled jets to New York, and they're scrambling there. What are we looking for? We don't know. Head there, and we'll tell you when we get there. You're looking for a Boeing plane. Okay. I mean, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I feel fine. He said it before me. Yeah, same here. Feel bad for the people and families in Turkey. Yeah, Carlton. It's bad enough times already. It really is. And, there's nothing left in southern Turkey, right? Something like that, eh? And a part of Syria also. It's too bad. Well, you know what they were talking about? They were actually, talking about, ouais, ben, peut-être pour toi, tu peux partager, mais il y en a qui ont des problèmes des fois, France, mais merci. C'est le fun à savoir qu'on peut partager. Mais MC Pelletier, si elle dit qu'elle n'est pas capable de le partager, je la crois, puis ça arrive assez souvent, malheureusement, unfortunately. Yeah, the people, they were talking about, I don't know if I should talk about this, you know how it is, I don't want to get any more strikes, but they were asked to join NATO, okay? Turkey, Syria, and all that, and they were probably asked to help in the for Russia and stuff like that, and they refused to help Ukraine, I think, or NATO. And like right after that, the earthquakes hit. So now people are saying, is it geoengineering? Did HARP actually do an attack? Just letting you know what people on the sidelines are talking about, obviously, because we know they have a patent since late 40s or between 47 and 53. That's the exact between date where they patented a way to manipulate the weather by adding things like dry ice, for example. That's one of the elements that they mentioned into dropping it into a hurricane to, excuse me, to change its direction, to change its speed, to have it stop and stall there, like it did over Florida when it picked up all the bloody water and just advanced at 2 kilometers an hour, 2 miles an hour, and just dumped all the water at Fort wherever in Florida. I don't remember where it was. It was pretty bad. That's how it is. Hey, thanks for coming in, you guys. Really is, Stephen A., amazing times. Ouais, exact. Puis, je te crois, MC Petit, tu n'étais pas capable de le partager. C'est fort possible. Mais tu devrais l'être capable, comme probablement à refaire, là, tu devrais être capable. Ben, j'apprécie le heads up. So ahead. It's going good, man. Thanks for asking. Bit worried about the weather, I'm anxious to get the moon. It was the full moon that went by. I was expecting to see a light. I had no idea it was a full moon. I haven't seen the moon in months, actually. But we're February 8th. Times are going to be changing quickly. UFOs are going to be coming back. I don't think they ever left. I think it's just that the sky is so bad that I can't see the UFOs in the sky. If not, I would be getting a whole bunch of new footage, as always. That's what I do here. If you're new to the channel, you just arrived. Lots of footage that I captured over the years, and I go through them every time I post a video up and down, and when there's no captures or sightings today or during the week, we have plenty of work to be able to plunge into. That's true. Nothing makes any sense anymore. Yo, yeah, Carlton Lewis, thanks for bringing that up. That's a good one, man. Gross Satin Grammys sponsored by That Happened. What is that in the heck is going on? Yeah, everyone was there. Gross Satanic Grammys. They literally, it was sickening, actually. Madonna's there. They're Satanists. All these people are Satanists, but usually they didn't show that at the Emmys, except for people, always doing those signs and showing people and like this, and yeah, like they're badass Illuminatis or whatnot, Masons, or who really cares, right? Evil. If you want to stay away from it, it'd probably be a good thing. I suggest to all of you, because that's what I did. And as for me, Satan, he doesn't exist because I killed him. And when he comes back, I kill him again. That's what you got to do. You keep the negative energy away from around you. Just getting up in the morning and having a positive thought saying any evil energy around me today is going to get wasted by God's energy. Beautiful white light around yourselves. Imagine yourself surrounded by energy all the time and being protected. It might save your life one day or screw up your devices. But either way, it remains an interesting thing to do. I'm not kidding about that. It will definitely screw up your devices. And we call that coming out of the closet, eh, Colton? That's really coming out of the closet. They're going to town. They're not hiding it at all. And there's the Grammys, and there's a bunch of other people that are doing this now. But I loved how it was sponsored by them, that you said, Fies. I was laughing my head off. Big signs there saying sponsored by Pfizer. Yes, of course. The Satanic Cult. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Aleaus, 8 degrees, and with there was no wind today, or actually there was actually for me a part wind, but it was a very warm wind. That's almost 10 degrees. Comparé du moins 36, look, to the minus 36 with the wind chill that we had, it was like minus 27 in Montreal, but the wind chill factor was minus 36. So that's always pretty serious. Tommy Bird, thanks, man. Evening to you too, man. Yep. Yeah. And listen, before the good happens, we're going to see a lot of bad. And that's what happens. The bad comes out. And when the bad people are getting caught, well, now they're at the end of the rope, at the end of the line. So they're hitting back. The elites, the evil people are really, really hitting back hard. And in every country that we can see a lot of last minute changes that people are trying to do, but I think they've lost their touch. There'll be more attacks throughout the years. They're not ever going to stop. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, Jason. Yeah, I hope she's on. She is getting better, so she tells us, but it's going to be a long, hard journey probably for her. Teresa McLaren from Glasgow, Scotland. Thanks a lot, you guys from Scotland. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate that so much. Now 6 degrees. Let it rise. Let it rise. It'll be nice and warm, His Highness, for the next truck convoy coming on the 17th. I repeat, the 17th, if I'm not mistaken. 2 days after my birthday. February 15th, my birthday. February 16th, interview with Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 003. I shared that in the community. I'll be sharing it again in a couple of days, so you guys can check out his channel. He's a really cool guy. And then 500 rush, prayers for the 800 uke and 500 rush men dying each day. Not to forget the hundreds of citizens also. See, that's the thing in that. You're absolutely right, last Australian. Has nothing to do with the head, like Vladimir. They're not the ones that I'm worried about. It's always the people. I mention it every stream. The people are always the innocent one, even all the way up to China. It's always been the people are innocent. We're all indoctrinated by the ones running the show, unfortunately. Canada's been really bad there. Hey, I got about 5 minutes de sun, 4.5 minutes à la hausse. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, le soleil était sorti, mais avec des nuages bâtards, man. J'étais insulté. Puis là, j'ai resté dehors 1 heure de temps. I said to myself, I'm going to be able to catch the sun at least 5-10 minutes in an hour's time, and I wasn't able to at all. Now it's replunged back into darkness. Yeah, I was going to say I'll shoot it down. I didn't, John P. Adventures. It just so happens, but guess what? We were plunged into an incredible freezing weather here with some snow. It was pretty bad for the past couple of weeks, and I would not have seen the sky at all. So whether they deliberately planned to come by over Canada from the North Pole with that, listen, guys, they said it's a balloon out of control. Come on there. You know, from China, seriously, over Billings, USA. It hovered there. You must have seen the video that a person posted, a short video of a balloon literally stationary, hovering in the sky, went over to Oklahoma City, and then moved over after having gone over Montana, a base with ballistic missiles there. So more and more, they're calling it a spy balloon. And they're saying that, I mean, obviously, between you and me, China just wants to know where all our shit is. It's quite simple. There's another thing, His Highness. Tell them to turn down the third sun. You're not kidding. You're not kidding about it. I don't know. She had to have an operation on her spine, I think, for a crushed disc or something. I have no idea. That's all I know. That's all I found out. And it took her a long time to wait to get operated. And then after that, she's going to have to do some physiotherapy. This I'm just guessing now by this point. Hey, Jeff Walker. Thanks, brother. I'm doing good, man. Thanks a lot for asking. I mean, I'm just craving. I'm waiting. My batteries are all charged up. I'm waiting for UFOs. I'm waiting for the moon. I'm waiting for the sun in the morning. We're getting nothing, but listen, it won't last forever. But I am concerned about the space dust that Bill Gates and everyone wants to do. NASA. Bill Gates was talking about the space bubbles. These are literally robots that are going to go to, to be let go in Lagrange, L3, L2, L3, I think, in the part of space where there's not many things riding around, so they say. So who says James Webb Telescope, in theory, this is me, didn't have the dust already on the telescope and let it go, let the dust out at L3, right? They could have sent the satellite already to do that. Big ass boxes of dust and lay it out. Thick dust, it takes a long time for lunar dust to accumulate, to gather up, right? A lot of the reasons why, well, like that planet, there's a new planet, guys and gals, in the solar system that has a ring around it. So Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, and Uranus have rings around them. There's another one now that has a ring around it that they found on the extremities of the solar system, a little bit smaller than planet Pluto. And the ring that's around it is not seen in the images. Imagine it has to be seen with special devices. And obviously, James Webb would have picked it up, whether it be true or not. And the reason for this, well, I think it sort of takes away the logic and the theory that goes with the reason why there are rings around Saturn, Uranus, and all the other ones, Jupiter. I don't think the reason they had come up with it over the years was really right, because now the area that this planet is, it seems to be in an area where it should not have formed any rings. So in other words, those rings that are around the planets are usually rings that formed the moons, like Saturn's ring. If you look at Saturn's ring around, I'm so itchy, Jesus Christ. Around Saturn, those rings that are there, well, all the moons around Saturn and Jupiter would have been formed and the remnants, well, it's that ring that's around the planets. And I think that's one of the theories. Is it so or not? We don't know. Anika Thoth, thank you so much. The drone fund. Thank you so much, Anika Thoth. Absolutely. That drone's gonna be I'll be working at the ass off that drone, boy. I tell you, an infrared drone. Now I'm going to be going on Google Maps tonight to look at the area that's behind the biological lab, which is just on between the border of the United States and Canada. I saw this morning there was a path there. I went for a 10-minute walk at the beginning of the path in the mud. And it looks like there's a possibility of me going into the woods and walking through the woods to maybe get a bit more of a view. Because obviously, if I'm able to set up a camp there and with a small tent, mine like 40 feet, even though I only used it once or twice, to get a chance to see some of those UFOs taken off from the ground. If you haven't seen it yet, just at the end of 2022 and at the beginning of 2023, I was able to see some UFOs really, really low in the sky. And at the end of 2022, saw UFOs literally taking off from the ground. And it's in that area where those high tower lines are, those massive high tension, power lines are from Hydro Quebec. So be able to scrummage around in there to see what's going on. Thanks again, Peter. Hey, thank you. Julie is in the house. I appreciate that. You guys can check out my Patreon too. Absolutely. Thank you, Julie. Hope Floyd is doing well. Yep, absolutely. That's all we got on Darla. But that's good news. That is good news. Thumbs up are always appreciated, you guys and gals. And again, well, peaked viewers, we have 108 viewers, so we're locked at 100 viewers. Sometimes it goes to the extreme and it goes and reaches 153. But it's too bad. I remember when there used to be 1,800 people watching at once, but then they started blocking the channel. Better late than never, Julie. Well, I forgive you. Absolutely, the last Australian. We're all in this together, my man. We really all are. No matter what our differences, our colors, our culture, our religion, it doesn't matter. I can get along with anyone in any other religion because I'm not a religious fighter. I can live and let live and accept the differences of others. And I can also always keep in mind that I could be wrong about my beliefs. So, there shouldn't be any pointing fingers at anybody. We're all in this together, and they're trying to get us all to fight. And most of the humans are actually doing that. So just goes to show how stupid all of us are, honestly. You think what's happening in the sky at low visibility is all in the fair? I do, 100%. Or perhaps as a strategy, Bruce, to cover entities being taken out. So Jen, those are all the theories here. Thanks again, Anika and Peter and everyone for the generous contributions. But those are theories that I bring up a lot, and a lot of you guys and gals bring up here. Listen, first of all, is it deliberate? Okay, is like you said, low visibility, trying to cover entities. Yeah, it could be them hiding the surface of Earth from the UFOs. It could be that it could be a whole bunch of reasons. It could really be a whole bunch of reasons, like the earthquake yesterday or the day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday in southern Turkey. They're wondering, some people, could it be geoengineering? Is it something that was deliberately done? Who knows? Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Yeah, exactly. And and I hope most people understand what we're talking about here. We're not saying don't become a doctor, don't ever trust a doctor. We're talking about the bad ones. Some doctors are ass doctors. There's inhale therapists. There's people for the lungs. There's a whole bunch of different doctors. Work in neurology or whatnot. But it's the ones that are running the show, the higher ones, the ones higher up. Well, they're literally paid to have all this be done. Wow, Christian Marquez, thank you so much, brother. Thanks, man. You guys rock. Isn't there still a lost atom bomb or hydrogen bomb off the coast of South Carolina? That rings a bell, Dennis. That really does ring a bell, actually. They were talking about nuke submarines from Russia that were actually spotted between Florida and North Carolina in the ocean. The very next day, or 48 hours after that, there was the Chinese spy balloon that was going by that was shot down. A couple of people saw it shot down too. Morning to you, Evelyn from New Zealand. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Nice to see you. Thanks for the comments, Evelyn, and the great support to the channel. Really appreciate that. Am I back? Stodias, yes, exactly. Where's Bruce? Yeah, maybe they heard you talking. Thanks, Elias. All right. I hope I'm back. I hope. Yes, you're back. Solarhead. I went scroll all the way down. Sheila Janine. What the hell happened? It took me off. Yes, aliens have landed in the room. I love the rainy days. I love our fellow human race. Do unto others as I would want them to do to me. Bless you all. Yeah, and if only everyone would keep that, that ideal, everything would work up. But yes, I'm back. A Lee, 5-on-5. The Divine Sorcerer is here. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I don't know, Peter. I don't know what the hell's going on. Stody S, thanks for being here, my friend. Nice to see you. MT's in the house. Mojo Mama B, a boom was spoken of. I don't know if it's the same one that you're talking about, Mojo's Mama B. I heard in Montana there was an explosion when that balloon was going by, and I also heard that there was a launch of something there. So maybe they're shooting down other balloons or some other things that were there. Right back, guys. Could be something else happening. Second time off screen. There we go. And we're back. There's a lot of action here on Bruce's channel. There's always something going on. So my little eye problem is keeping me cleaning and bathing the eye. I can do this. Random Ralph, thanks a lot, man. Cricket. This part's the scariest when he leaves the room. It's if I have to tell you, I go play in my eye every time. I don't do anything else. The trolls have a lot of fun with it. They can come up with many things. He's going to do a line. He's doing heroin. He's taking a sip of his vodka glass behind his computer. I've heard a lot of things. Ugh, vodka. Nope, cold coffee. That's my thing, cold coffee. I was telling guys, you actually think if I was drinking, I'd be able to do the streams like this all week and come on. It'd be boring having to stop drinking to come on and do streams. And we see a lot of people during their streams that come on with their beers. Please share the stream. Pump it up, peeps. Love it, Maria, my friend. Maria Ekman from Sweden. I was thinking of the hydrogen boom someone mentioned off of South Carolina. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. Not much, but I actually did. Is this something that just happened, or you mean that they're keeping it hidden because he already died that we don't know about it? Oh boy. It's hell, guys. I'm telling you, it's like I have sand in my eyes. I'm so sorry to be playing in front of you. But it'll stop me from getting off. All right, I'm back. So did he just recently die because you heard that he died? Like, is it in the news? Like, which would be awesome. But is it something? Is this sort of like, dead and they didn't say anything? Could be. Doesn't matter because disclosure's coming soon. It is, by the way. I really feel it. Yeah. Patagonia. Okay. It's a you will see thing. Okay. No. I'm not. Do you understand what I'm asking you, eh? Is it in the news or is it the awake that know it? Like, I mean, us awake know a lot of things. Like, you know what I mean? I know things that happen ahead of time also because I follow the same news as you or whatnot, Project Veritas, Alex Jones, the whole bunch of whistleblowers out there. But yeah, not only Putin, I think the whole country's in danger for sure. Okay. Well, good. You'll be able to look in a bit too, because I might have to get off one more time. It's almost ready, my eye. It has to start. So, you got to get it going. It's like a chainsaw that needs oil. You buy it, it works good for about one tree, and then after that, it's like, all the time. You thought you broke the stream, Julie K? I come on and the screen went out. Glad you're back. Don't do that anymore. Thanks, Julie. A second you disappear streaming, we all like we lost our child at the fair because we love you, Bruce. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that, man. What do you think of Orgone generators to put in your yard? Isn't Orgone cancerous? Wasn't sure about that. I'm open for anything and everything that's going to permit us to be independent from the system, make our own electricity. In the States, the people that have solar panels, here too in Canada, you can't do it. You can't transition off of Hydro-Quebec to have your own electricity. It doesn't happen. You're still going to pay something per month, or you have to pay them this big, amount of money. But in the States, some Americans that have solar panels, there's this system that they have where you make your own solar system for the month. You still have to give a little percent. I think it's $16 or $30 or something like that to the electric. Here it's hydro. I don't know what you guys call it or whatever, where you pay your electricity bills. But it turns out that the excess power that the people are making in their homes, they're not even paying less for the electricity. They still have to pay that. It's just an example of a number: $30, $40. I don't know how much they pay. It's American money. It's going to be 20 or 30 that they pay every month, and they still can't use all their solar panel power. The rest of the power goes back to the electric company. You can imagine how corrupt things are. That'd be good right about now. Actually, I haven't had a beer in ages, actually. Well, it's not true. At Christmas, I went and got a 2-4. That was it. Oh, yeah, man. Tons that we don't know. And there's tons that people in politics don't know. There's tons of stuff that the FBI and the CIA don't even know. Imagine everything that's hiding out there. Possibility. Big possibility. That's exactly, if you're talking about the Grammys, that's for sure. They don't like Jesus, I don't think at all. He looks dead ever since I've met him. I'll tell you that. I was acting up like that last week for a few days. I was given eye drops from a chemist, and I only had to use them once, and it's totally away now. Well, chemists, they know their shit. Oh, I have drops too, and the gelatin drops, and it's a bit odd. My eye doesn't leak; it's very, very dry, but it's like there's always something on the corner. It's corner. Sometimes it's on the inside here. It could be a pimple, a boil, or something at the back of the eye. Maybe that's something also. I said maybe that's a possibility. Very, very painful. Yes, exactly. Chris Hansen is the god of Chris Hansen. Chris Hemsworth is the god of thunder. Am I keeping up here? Let me scroll down here. Who else is here? Yeah, I know that. I know more about that. Yes, Aléaos, merci, man. Hey, bonne soirée, bro. À toi l'ouvrage, man. J'espère que ta soirée passe super vite, man. Thanks. Gotta donate my time for a paycheck. Look forward to the replay and Fridays always. Jen, get back to work and have an awesome evening or afternoon, depending on what time it is on your end. The lithium crystal on Star Trek. Yeah, it's true. Hey, Susan in the house. Carol West, how's it going, Carol? Stopping by. I read about the Orgone generator, just got here. So, oh, really? So I didn't hear about. I know about Orgone generators, and are they maybe going to have them in our homes? Patagonia Pampa, greetings from Argentina, which is gracias. Thanks, you guys. Darren's here. Hello, Bruce from Carluke, Scotland. Thanks so much, my friends from Scotland. First live stream I've caught. Keep up the awakening. I thank you very, very much. Darren, I appreciate it, man. And I hope you're watching some of the videos. Thank you very much for coming by to say hi. Yeah. He says, my ass is the god of thunder and chem gas. It's when he wrote the other day. Kai just sits there and out of the blue, he writes, when the wife and the dog both leave out of the room at the same time. It maybe wasn't the fart he was talking about, but boy, it made me laugh. I said, he's got to be talking about that for sure. What's up, my brother from another mother, Southern Cali, in the house supporting my boy. Force Disclosure 818, as always. Thanks for coming by. You guys can check out Force Disclosure's channel too. Thank you, sir, for the kindness, for the support, the contributions, and all. Toronto in the house. It's the name for crystals set in resin that produce energy. Yes, Orgone crystals. Argon, I thought it was. Absolutely. Dormir car demain, le travail. Gros bisous, Marie-Donne. Bonne soirée à toi. Puis merci beaucoup d'avoir pris le temps de venir voir le live stream en direct en anglais. Merci beaucoup. Thanks so much. No, Jason, because yeah, I've never used an eye for my telescope because it's a 27-inch screen to look at it. Yeah, I don't use. I got the camera at the back, and I just look through that. But it's the eye that I use with the infrared camera. But I've had this since 18 or 19 years old, The eye that was very, very dry, like allergies in summer, it was bad. I've had hay fever, but it just, when winter comes by, it just feels like it's just like summer. It's like the allergies are just as bad. It was jumping around. I still have yet to know if it's related to stress. When things happen, sometimes in the sidelines, I always come on with my smile, no matter what's happening in the background. But sometimes when the stress gets to me, it could be the eye. It could absolutely be the eye. Before they started shutting, honestly, the truth window around 2014. You're right on about that. They showed amazing maps of the solar system. Yeah, it's true. We could see so much before online. Now it really is bad. I'm telling you, it's type in on Google, what are the dangers of blocking out the sunlight from Earth? Crickets. I'm telling you, I didn't get one link come up, and I looked over 150 links. They're not, they're blocking out the internet really good. They're doing it really, really good. Ring like Saturn, planets pass through the rings. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's going to be some moons around that planet on the extremity that they actually caught. You're absolutely right about that. We're working on a portable free energy supply that will blow your mind. It's not Joel, friendly inventor. It's not much bigger than a 110 volt transformer that we use on building sites right on. And it can be made for less than 300. You see, that's the thing, eh? The price, somebody wants, like Joel, an inventor comes out with a price, low price on a like amazing item that will blow the market, and then they'll be forced to, sell it 10 times the price, or someone's going to want to get dibs on the patents and stuff. It's like you can't come out with free energy devices that absolutely don't want people making money. It's crazy. Hey, Nikki, guten Abend. Thank you. Jeff asks, Bruce, what make and model telescope will you get when you get your gear donations and stuff? Either I mean, the goal is to see closer, to update and everything. I was looking at, am I going to say it? Webster telescopes. And I'm not saying I'm going to get a Webster telescope, but I was looking at some of them to try to look around, see some of the sizes, some 20 plus inches, 30 inches. And Webster telescopes, some good lunar telescopes, but the ideal is that the bigger the telescope is, and as for Webster, they try to break down the size of the telescope. Back in the days, if you bought a 14-inch telescope, it was effing huge. You had stairs to go up to the telescope. It was just, telescopes were made so big, and now they're able to downsize them. I was looking at some Webster telescopes, was very interesting. And why? Because don't forget, every single time I go outside, I have to calibrate, set up, calibrate, and reset up and screw in the whole telescope setup. So when I get a telescope on wheels, like not just a Webster, but like some examples from the Webster telescopes, wheels and a handle, it's sort of like your telescopes in a wheelbarrow, and you can push it. And at the same time, it's those big pieces that you have to put up to put the optical head at the top that takes the room. But as long as they're dismantled, the possibility of being able to dismantle them, I'd be able to take it apart. I wish I had an observatory or just a regular room where I didn't have to take it out and move it around. So the options will be to get one that's able, that I'm able to wheel around, no matter how heavy it is. I don't care if it's 600 pounds. I can manage lifts. I don't care if I have to go get a lift, but I want something that's going to be probably in the back room here. I'm going to put a ramp. This is the simplest thing. Open the door, 2 ramps that sit in the aluminum, pluck, and I can just wheel it out straight in the center and lock it there. And then when I'm done, unlock the wheels, back it up, take the optical hella off and ramp, and back it back into the house. So never told anyone that, but the Webster telescope are some telescopes that I've been looking at. You could check them out. There's some really nice, interesting telescopes, some good moon telescopes too. PFO Trishula in the house. In New Zealand, we pay for water rates, even though we have our own well. It's crazy. And pay to pump it to our home. We pay for the pump, and each use of the water costs electricity. It's unreal, eh? They do that. New Zealand did that, and in France since the 1980s, people have been paying for their water. There's like water meters on the house and stuff like that. It's too bad because there's a lot of people that are very careful. Thanks for asking, Jeff. A lot of people that are very careful with the water usage, and some people just it's going 24/7. You know, I see people when they water their lawns. You know what? Yes, I'm bragging. Okay, watch this. My hose. I've never watered any plants since I lived here. Not once. They're not dry. They live. Like, why would I use the water all the time just to, make the grass grow more? I don't want to cut it more often. Garbage, 1 bin a month. Now, I don't wait a month to put the garbage out so I get rats and shit, but it takes a month for me to fill it up. Recycling, a month and a half for me to fill it up. Neighbors, they're filled up 3 days, 7 days, it's full. So I'm really careful. And the water I use and all that, I don't use much water, And when I use water is when I'm taking a shower, first of the month. No, I'd be pretty bad. I just wanted to stick that in there. I can permit myself to take many showers if I'm not using all that water for nothing outside. Wash my car. It rains here in Quebec. I never had to wash my car for the past 2 years, not once. I'm not kidding. It rains. I don't drive around and it stays nice. Leave it in the yard for emergencies. That's what my car's there for. It's for groceries, going to the bank, and going to say hi to my mother. Since Guy doesn't have any friends, I have no time for friends, for real physical friends. I'm here 24/7 doing these videos and researching all the time. Mr. William Shuttles is here. I think I saw him up higher top. Sorry, man. Guten Tag. I once went outside. Hi, Carol. I once went outside and spoke to the sky asking for the Orgone generator to come to my area and clean up the air. The wind blew really hard. I was wearing a Miller blanket or a Mylar blanket to keep warm outside. I believe in energy. And when I go to bed at night, I form situations in my head where the elites are always being destroyed, where Earth is being protected. I often thinking and vibing is what I call it. I'm just sending out vibes, and some serious crazy stuff happens sometimes. Hey, that's another thing, man. Problem with the eye could very well be. When I was young, around 18 years old, this little shithead, tough guy, Gary, came. I accused him of stealing in my apartment when I was really young. And I knew it was him. And he got so mad, of course, because he was the thief. He turned around and he punched me right in the nose and the teeth, like right here. So it pushed back my nose, which I was lucky. It grabbed this tooth that's crooked here and pushed it all the way up into my palate. 5-second rule. Brought the tooth back forward, stuck it there and pushed it back in. I'm 47 now. I was 18 and it's still white. Still white, but it's getting there. One day I'm going to rip it out. Not me, the dentist. And maybe I'll get another screwed one in. I mean, I was always known for my nice, straight, white teeth that everyone thought I had dentures because they were so straight. But, hey, 47 there. Not 47, actually. We're the 8th. My birthday is February 15th. Hope you'll subscribe for my birthday. For sure. Come and subscribe to my birthday. Please. Somebody, anybody. No subscribers this month. It's really quiet. Yeah, man, there's always something. And of course, I'm getting a lot of screen time in. It used to be 18 hours a day, basically, that I get of screen time. And I don't know if you know it, the iMac Pro, see how bright it is when I turn up the the lights. It's like crazy bright, ridiculously bright. Hey, thanks, Julie. My brother has a channel too. If you guys don't know it, check out Jason John Swartz's link, and that's his link right there. It's my bruh. Orgone heals the EMFs and chemtrails. It has a 1/4 mile range, good to gift for cell phone towers. Interesting. Living in an Orgone house would be the best thing, maybe. Christian, thanks again, hey brother. Oh yeah. Right now, Patagonia, Pampa. The time in Canada is 6:11 p.m. It is 6:11 p.m. here. Africa has some good info. The sun has rings like Saturn. Yeah, I heard that too. Make of that what you will. Well, that's true. I believe it. Planets pass through them about twice in orbit. Yeah, and listen, there's lots of objects around the sun that they've not detected yet. And some of these objects are going by so fast that when they go by, I mean, there's no way of knowing, right? I've filmed 6 objects flying by the sun that were bigger than Earth. I had that on video. So yeah, there's definitely objects going around the sun. We have other moons and objects around Earth. It's all coming out now. It really is all coming out. I don't know if there are any humans here on this Earth. I'm very different from a lot of people here. I have to wonder if I'm not from another planet. I must have looked like a crazy woman as I was appealing, sorry, to whomever I read would hear me up there. A police car came creeping by. I was on the second floor, booked it back to my apartment. Yeah, exactly. No, well, that's the beautiful part, Carol. Nobody knows it. And I do it myself. It took me a lot of guts. I was going to say balls, sorry. It took me a lot of guts to be able to, Joel will be laughing, to be able to admit that I speak to the sky by myself outside. When my dad died, I encountered spiritual encounters. And the people that have spiritual encounters, the real ones, I don't think they really feel that they have to prove that it happened. It's sometimes it's an experience that I think is very personal to each of us when we have these experiences, but it happens to me excessively. And it went as far as I don't know if we call them poltergeists here because they're not just ghosts; they're moving objects, and the objects that moved around in my house really scared me. That I have to admit, it was intense when I saw the objects moving, and the objects were vibrating so fast, like when you stick something in a fan, you know, like a jet, and it starts bouncing around. You know, that's exactly what's some of the objects did here. I've seen some very scary stuff, some extremely scary stuff. Never felt that I've been attacked or anything. It's just that what I've seen was pretty scary. So when somebody tells me they have spiritual encounters and whatnot, I mean, I believe it. You know, I don't go around, blaring it out there, but yeah, I've shared a couple of very odd experiences myself. They defy all laws of physics. Very scary story. That one marked me when my friend's shadow started moving around differently than what he was moving. So all 3 of us went to the other side of the room. My shadow followed me, obviously. Eric's shadow followed him, but JP's shadow didn't follow him. And it looked at JP like he was like a madman leaving him there. And it sounds crazy, but it was scary. And he was on the wall. So there was a doorway there, but he was standing up on the wall. So in other words, that shadow that was there, the reason why we see it on the wall, it's because a shadow isn't physical. It's a projection of light and shadow and darkness, right? So it's projected on the wall, but he was moving and he was very aggressive, the shadow. And we put the candles out, and I never asked him again if he sees his shadow. I hope the hell he does. But I think you must look at it a bit differently. Those guys approaching their 50s now, like me, and we were 19, 20 years old, never again, they said, did they ever burn a candle. I haven't stopped. I burn lots of candles. But when I burn a candle, there's spiritual activity at the house. Lots of it. Lots of it. Everybody that's, with me physically, that has gone camping with me or has spent an evening in the woods with me, has gotten extremely freaked out the minute I start talking about it and mention it. And I say, I see a lot of stuff, and you never know, we might see something tonight. And then things start. And sometimes they get really drastically sadistic. It's crazy stuff that happens. People cut themselves. Some guy hurts himself, tree limbs falling and stuff. I've seen a lot of weird stuff. Some people are possessed. Some people have evil entities around them. I believe in positive energy, and I've never done any witchcraft either. These are things that I experienced because it showed itself to me, not because I was looking for the spirit world. There's two ways to see the spirit world. They connect with you and they let you in, or you just curiously try to see a spirit. So when people conjure up spirits, or people, play with Ouija games and they laugh and stuff like that, I don't really get mad at them. It's because they've not really seen anything happen. And for some people, it's a thrill, the excitement to get scared until something really happens. And when something happens, well, then you can have something that leaves with you and follows you, like when I left my mother's house. So that's what happened. We had to listen, it was not to embarrass my mother, but we had to have somebody come to the house to, sort of bless the house and to try to get rid of whatever the hell that was in my room that I let in. So it's very real. Yeah, that's another thing. Lots of people go missing, Evelyn, that invented things, some important inventors. Look at Nikola Tesla, how all of his life in competition had his own patents stolen by Edison and GE, I think General Electric, right, if I'm not mistaken, or Westinghouse. I think it is General Electric. These guys took over his patents and everything in reality, and he was never able to make a mint and to get any of his patents really done. He was hired, Nikola Tesla, by Thomas Edison to fix some generators that were broken, and Tesla said that he was able to fix them. He said, if you're able to fix them, all the generators, I'll pay you for the work. I'll give you so much. It was 50,000. I don't know how much, the number that he said, but back in the day, it was a lot of money. And Edison never paid him. He was a bugger, Edison, apparently. So there was a race, a jealousy on being able to bring out electricity, the television. Then it goes down the list: Marconi, radio, and everything. It's all a competition, but it's all for the elites in reality. So Tesla maybe was not an elite, and they didn't like the way he did his research, or should I say they loved the way he did his research, but they wanted to have possession and take control over it, like the US did when Tesla died. He died in New York with a penny in his pocket, so they say. The story goes. That's another thing. The bank's about to blow, so they say. Apparently, it's a recession that was created by the banks. They're starting to talk more and more about that. There's nothing real there. It's not even a real recession. They're just literally making it up. Nikki, welcome. Rasan Campbell, thanks for asking, man. I'm using a CGXL 1400 HD high definition telescope. Cost me $1,500 for the high definition. It's a Celestron CGXL. It's Celestron, and it's a 14-inch telescope. It was sold a couple of years back when I bought it at $9,999 US. It was $10,000. At the back of it, I had the extension that goes with my Nikon D850 camera. That's a $10,000 camera with the lens, and I bought it without the lens for $5,000 to save half price, since I don't use the lens, and I stuck it directly on the back of my telescope. It never comes off unless I clean the camera. It's always on the back of the 14-inch. Calvin Rubio in the house. Vanguard. Was it Vanguard or I think it was? There's some the Brinks, or I don't know what name of the company was. It was in the States. You know the Brinks trucks, the armored trucks that go to the banks and pick up the money. I had one from the States that threw me off the road. I was driving a medical bus and it came up to my ass and pushed my bus, a Brinks American truck. I was right by the border. The town just beside the border is where I used to go and pick up people to go to the hospital, Chateauguay, Montreal, wherever it was, and I'd go pick them up there. And these dumbasses came up behind me, literally pushed me off the road when they passed me in the left lane. When they were passing me, going 100 kilometers an hour, I was going 35 kilometers an hour in a massive snowstorm with 18 people in my freaking bus. And I was calling shop to tell them back at base, I'm saying, guys, we have to stop driving people around. I'm going to wind up in the ditch. And it was bad. So these guys just came right up behind me. But Vanguard or something rings a bell. I don't know much about the names in the States of who's picking up the bank's money, but they have to pick up at a certain time. 6:23 at one bank, 6:38 at the next, 6:59 at the next. They have a time schedule, continual time schedule, and they change their time schedule so that bank robbers don't analyze what time they go by. There's always a difference. But they're nuts. They're maniacs. They're permitted to do anything that they have to do to get the money to where it has to go. Yeah, hopefully it'll be okay and quick with the bank, Kai. Hopefully it's not already the problems that are starting. Six months periods between storms. Well, for me, we've been getting them a lot here. The weather patterns are all different. Leading up to 2025, guys, the sun is going to explode. It's only beginning to show its teeth right now, the sun. And I predict, again, as I've been doing this the whole way through looking at the sun, I looked at the sun again today. The weather here, it's +6 degrees. That means for the next 2, 3, or 4 days, or sometime during that time, we're going to get not snow, but a lot of rain, and it's repetitive. So the countries that usually get extremely hot weather will probably be getting very hot weather or extremely cold weather. It's one or the other, but it's always an extreme, right? It's always the extreme. We're going to see more earthquakes, I'm pretty sure, in that earthquake in southern Turkey. If it wasn't deliberately done, we're probably definitely going to be see some more. If the sun is so active, I think it's easy for them to manipulate now. You know what I mean? Because the sun is so excessively active, and it'll be even more active leading up to 2025. That's for sure. Yeah, Jason, I didn't ask a question. Can't wait. That's going to be amazing, Bruce. You will be able to see, make a model of the UFOs you catch. Absolutely. I'm anxious to have the infrared drone to be able to get up close to one and film one really, really close. I'm probably going to get in trouble for it, but I'm going to try it. It's going to be so awesome. There's so much activity here. And if they're coming up off the surface like that, and they're here in Canada and we're seeing them all around the world, it's something far bigger than just alien vessels. I don't know. I hope it has nothing to do with national security and foreign adversarial countries that are some time of attack, biological attack, who knows, but I am worried about that. Yeah, boy. Liza Grassi, thank you very much. I appreciate it. May I have your email, Bruce? Nanopics I said I'd send you are just about ready. Absolutely. I'll write my email address there. I've been having many problems with my emails, guys. Some bad people are out to destroy my account. Really bad people. And I ain't going nowhere. I wish someone could find the maps they released a decade ago. It won't be easy. Yeah, they're taking more and more stuff down. That's the thing. Yes, it is pretty wide. Exactly. Big difference. The temps here and one end or the other. Yeah, Canada is massive. There's oh, thanks, Patagonia. Yeah, it's like any country, guys. We got some friendly people here. We got a lot of idiots too. I mean, I think the image that they're portraying of Canada being this friend. Hello, eh? What about this, eh? No, that's, that's not how it is here. In big towns, in Montreal, walking down the street and you say hello to someone, they'll go. Imagine saying hello to someone and have them going, why the hell did he say hello to me? And they'll look at you going down the street. What a weirdo saying hello to me. That's what people do. It's like, don't say hello to me going down the street. Here in the country, walking down, I remember walking down the street the first time, but the English people. Hello. Hey, hi. How's it going? Hey, how's it going? Who are you? Well, I'm Bruce. Bruce who? Swartz. It's like, ask me one more question, you fed, and I'm out of here. People are friendly here, more in the country than in town. When I go to town inside of Valleyfield, get to a corner and say hello to someone, or you let a car go by, they're not going to thank you. It's ridiculous. I let a car go by, go like this to the cars after you, and the car doesn't look at me and keeps going by. I go like this. No, I'm kidding. Sometimes, not always. Lisa B, thank you so much. Hello, Bruce and BSA family. I've been listening and working. Well, thank you so much for listening in, my dear friend. Lisa B, while she's working. So many coworkers called out, so been working a lot. I hear ya. I miss being in the chat with you all. I miss you too. Love and hugs to everyone, and extra to our Darla Lama. Thank you so much, Lisa B. That's very kind of you. And thanks for the wishes to Darla, you guys. Have an amazing evening, Lisa B. Every video, except for the streams, regular videos, I always post all the links. If anybody ever wants to contribute to the channel, contribute to the bigger telescope and better equipment and costs, of course. And it's a free channel that when you look at the links and you feel that, because nobody's rich, you feel you want to leave $1, $2 at Christmas or something like that, or just leaving a comment is a major contribution to this channel. But a lot of people ask me, and I never mention it. Thanks for that, mods. If you want to know how to contribute, you just go to each video. The links are all there. In the cover image of my channel, there's Patreon, and there's the thanks button. I hope it's still there on the videos if you want to leave a thanks. And that's what you can do here. There's people contributing here through the super chats. I thank you so much. I am Kai. Thanks, man. I'm dumb enough to not even realize that. That's right. I hope it's there. I think it is. Bruce Ward 75, a commercial gmail.com. Yes, Carol, day after Valentine's Day. That's the day I was born. I'm actually born the same day as Galileo. Not the same year, though. That's an honor, though. That's pretty cool. Galileo actually found the moons that are around Jupiter that nobody knew were there. And those that aren't familiar, I just announced it at Friday's last stream. I think maybe I didn't. I think I did. Jupiter is now the planet with the most moons, not Saturn anymore. They're up to 91, if I'm not mistaken, for Jupiter. They found 12 new satellites around Jupiter. People were saying, thanks again, Lisa B. People were saying, well, Bruce, what if it's not moons that's there? What if it's UFOs that are there that were spotted? That's the thing. That's literally the thing. These moons, supposed moons that looking at way past Jupiter, they're not there looking at each of the moons there. Space is pretty wide. So is Canada. Imagine the solar system. It is pretty wide. But they found that. Lots of new findings. They found an Earth-sized planet, possibly with water, 40 light years away. There's one only 3 light years away with actual living organisms on it, if I'm not mistaken. The news last week, 2 weeks ago, were literally saying that there are 30 to 36 intelligent being civilizations inside of our galaxy that are interacting with each other. And I think that this is what they're trying to do now. This is real, guys, okay? We've never heard this in the news ever before of them admitting these things. They don't want to admit what's on the moon because I think it's a bit too close for comfort, a bit too close to home, and maybe a bit troubling for some people, because I assure you the moon is inhabited. Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. People have gone to say as much as billions. That I can't confirm you, but I can guarantee you there are many hundreds as a minimum of beings up there. I think that's reasonable because we see hundreds of UFOs and we see a lot of lights, and it's not all debris. It's not all UFOs, but it's not all debris either that we're seeing. Lindas mujeres in Canada son unos afortunados. Their welfares costing us so much money, forcing us to do crazy stuff. I'm so happy my son is not in school anymore. Forcing people to get this, forcing people to get that. We got lots of crazy Quebecers here, my brother. Yes, very different. Thing is, to make it, everything is available in stores, and it works on photons, protons, and 0% pollution, and will run at least 50 homes or more, bruh. Hey, man, listen, I'm telling you, man, get the right person to. I'm not sticking my nose in your stuff. I'm just saying, yeah, man. What do you guys do? You intelligent guys inventing all this shit. How can you be, safe and not get the system grappling on you and trying to get possession of everything? Who cares? As long as you make money, right? Margaret asked Bruce, did Mimi Moon leave Earth? Well, that could be. That could very well be. Listen, guys and gals, Margaret, thanks for being here as always. Thanks for being a member. There's a different light that's being seen around Earth. I can see it with my infrared camera. There's a difference in the stars. Some of you, I'm sure you noticed at the end of last summer, where the days and the colors in the sky, they were just not normal. When I say not normal, it's that the light is not the same. It's like the sun's not right in its right place. I was trying to find out, like, what is it? Trying to pinpoint exactly what the hell it was. But do they have another, lots of you have mentioned this to me. Do they have another sun or moon or another object that's in the solar system, or is there light coming from outside the solar system? When Oumuamua came in from interstellar space, it's always when the sun's very active. Like, where are these objects coming from? Oumuamua never entered our solar system. As a matter of fact, it was never seen before. So that means there's still objects coming from way, way, way far out that come by. There's orbits around the sun that come by once every 53,000 years, like Comet C 2022 E3 ZTF, the one that just went by. Actually, C 2022 E3 ZTF. If you guys still want to see it and even want to see it tonight, it's what I'm going to try to do before the rain starts. You have to look in the constellation of Taurus. Right now, Mars is in the constellation of Taurus. So if you've ever heard of Pleiades, for you to locate it in the sky. Well, it's beside Orion right now, anyways. But Taurus has Pleiades there, 400 and some stars, many light years away, and it forms sort of a triangle shape with a whole bunch of regrouped stars in the sky. So, long story short, beside Mars tonight, over top of Mars, if you want to see if the comet's there, it should be right over it, pointing to Mars. Like Mars is here and the comet's there, upside down because it's like a mirror. It should be like that. Well, actually, very small. I'm making the comet look like it's big like that. It was a lot smaller, that comet, than the last comet that just went by, and not very, very hard to see. Hey, Mojo's Mama B, thank you so much for being a new member. I can't thank you enough for that. I really appreciate this. Thank you very much and welcome. Hey, I'd love that. Lunchtime. New Zealand is a place, Evelyn, it's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to visit. I heard it was the cleanest air in the world. I heard it was the most beautiful fish and water anywhere in the world. So, wow. It's definitely on my bucket list. And Evelyn, you have Patagonia Pampa that's saying saludos a Nueva Zelanda. Nueva Zelanda. I did not know. Muchas gracias, Patagonia Pampa. Thanks again for becoming a member, Mojo's Mama B, and for the generous contributions, my friends. I love you for it. Angel Dream is here. Dreams, sorry. From NorCal. Welcome, as always. I appreciate that. Anika, thanks for the generous contributions. Right on. Carol says, I've had a few, many things or entities I see or reveal themselves to me. Yeah, and I think there must be a lot of people, excuse me, in the world that have had these encounters, and I can't say it enough. Very tragic event. I lost my father coming back from a camping trip a couple of weeks before I had to go back to school. Went back to school. My dad was buried across the school. And when I say across the school, I could whip a rock onto his tombstone, because his tombstone, check this, the karma. His tombstone was right in the center of the graveyard, in the middle, dead center, and the first one, which was actually the last one, but me being across at school, where I almost got hit with my mother the other day, looking at these cemetery, it freaked me out when I went back to school, and people asked me, your dad died. Small school, small town, everybody knew. And we had the bullies. The people were really bad. He goes, hey, man, your dad's walking around there. I saw him come out of the grave this afternoon. Kids were really, really freaking bad. And what it did is it became my power. So I believed in energy because I've experienced it at a very young age. It woke me up. It woke me the hell up at 6.5 years old. And my dad, I feel, without him necessarily standing there every day looking over me, there was a connection. There was an energy I felt. I wasn't able to go to his funeral. I was too young. And my dad was closed casket, and he had, broken his neck and everything. There was a whole bunch of his operation. He had lost the top of his head and part of his skull, and a whole bunch of stuff that had happened to him. But it made me get through the whole time I was at school, because I was always inspired that my dad was there. And then not too long after that, I said, Jesus Christ, I said, do you realize that my dad is dead right across from me, and I see him every bloody day, but he's always been watching over me in this scary ass shit, guys. I swear to God, even though I shouldn't, I am. Okay. Every single time something good has happened has been around that graveyard in my life, all my life, and all good things, and always and only there. And all the dangerous times that I almost lost my life have been around that graveyard 3 times, once with my mother. So energy is something very real. Someone's at home and they want to perform a, black magic spell or something. Anyways, forgive me, God, because I'm not going to be doing that. But the energy can turn into your face. Somebody that uses or distributes energy in an angry way, it could be very dangerous, and it can fall back onto you what you wish to someone else. And yeah, that's I'm off track, I guess. Why the hell was I talking about that? Cigarette price hike tonight at midnight. How can they hike it? It's Margaret, it's more expensive than cocaine. Cigarettes. It's crazy stuff. Yeah, 137 where you are? Okay. Well, that's maybe not Canadian, or maybe it is. Depending on what type of cigarettes you want. If you want a carton of Players, it's $210 here. $210 for a pack of Players or Du Maurier. I think it's a 187 or $210, something like that. But that's really ridiculous. How about that? You know what you should do, or people should do, instead of smoking the cigarettes with the packs already made? Go get yourself a rolling machine and roll like you used to do when you were in your first apartment. That way you'll pay $40 for a carton as compared to almost $200. Hey, that's crazy. That is crazy. You quit smoking and you got yourself you could afford a brand new rented car payment per month and do your groceries every month, a couple hundreds of dollars. Like, when you think of it, it's crazy how they keep the prices up. Believe we're all part from another planet, DNA. I 100%, I believe that. Wise, we're all DNA wise, we were all mixed. I agree with that. We must be. That's why we must respect each other. Absolutely. I believe it. I believe that 100%. Kenya ganara la guerra en el verano. Crazy. It's going to be raining down Putin pieces soon, apparently. Thank you, Miss Julie Stats. Jason says spirits are real, but imagine the reaction of police if called for a spiritual encounter home. Okay, this is a funny story. Now, I'm not going to say that I did, but at one point I got scared enough many years ago that I left my apartment and I stayed away for a day because there was too much going on. And when I went in, when you can see the cold air, it was freezing in the apartment, and bad vibes and all that. But imagine that happening. It's happened before. Some people have called, and some of the police officers have really seen, if the stories are real, I believe them to be, have really seen some of these, some of this activity. And for me, I have a big problem with that. When you see activity, I beg to differ that it's like I said, I contacted, in a way, my dad, but if it wasn't him, it's not always only him that I see. I think there are parallel worlds. If my friend's shadow was moving on his own, I know it's not him, but is that a part of us? Is that shadow showing that there's another part of one being? Are there several beings in different parallel worlds that are controlling one being, or not controlling, that is one being? So, like, and I didn't bring this up, lots of people brought this theory up. There could be parallel worlds where your double is there. You don't have the same kids, you don't have the same wife, you're living in the same town, for example, but with a different job. You look the same, but you're not living the same life. Whether it be real or not, parallel worlds exist. I just don't know if there's any beings in them. But that shadow that looked back at me, boy, was swinging his arms. He wanted to kill us. That shadow was afraid. The guys laughed at me. I said, guys, don't laugh. Do you realize that you guys were freaking out? And they were, I wasn't, was freaking out about a guy. I was passionately interested in him. Maybe that's who's still following me today. I said, guys, what the hell is it? And I was so fascinated by it, but they were very afraid of it. But the entity that took over the shadow was afraid. He was horrified, was looking left and right at us. He looked at me because I kept going to the wall, going like this to him, going like that to him. And he would move his hands like that with fists. And he was going like that. And he was looking at his head left and right, looking down on a table. In front of him was a table. It was just a flat surface. And there were things there. I could see it from the darkness. We couldn't see any color. It was just my friend's black shadow that stopped moving. When he stopped moving, okay, JP was moving around. He stopped. The shadow went like this. The two arms of the shadow went up, and it went like that. And he just stayed there for about 13 seconds. And then the shadow went like this and looked at us, then started flipping out. And then I went close to it and I went like that with my hands. When I went like that with my hands, he started swinging at me and stuff. I mean, listen, guys, hair-raising experience. I guarantee you. Seriously chills. But you know what? You know what the beautiful part is? They're protected because I can never prove it. No one will ever know that that happened to me. No one will I'll never be able to prove that legitimately or change anyone's opinions on that. Maybe a few people will change opinions because some of you believe me, right? But it still remains that, well, you know, Bruce is a good guy, but is he lying about this? That's pretty eccentric. That's pretty weird to think that someone's shadow would. And people laughed at me a couple times, which is okay. They laughed for my moon research. I'm used to it. But they said, but Bruce, it's a reflection. Reflections don't move. That's what scared me. It defied all the laws of physics. So that means the laws of physics that we have here are not the laws of physics that are in other realms, dimensions, and not even on the moon, not even in Mars. The speed of light, sound, everything changes depending on the temperatures, the density of the atmosphere, and gravitational rotations of the celestial objects. Laws of physics always change. I agree with that 100%, man. Everything and everyone is part of something else. And somewhere along the line, sometimes I think of us as all being one being, a part of another being, that we are in the brain of another being. For example, imagine if God, just a theory, I love this. Imagine if God's mind was every being in the universe, and that's where he stores his mind. It's a physical being with thought and process and everything. It has lives and using our brains, our minds to think of it. I've always said the elites, a little bit too much. I've always said the elites, are controlling us by using our minds. They want to know what your mind is thinking of. Then and now at the point where they want to manipulate the brain, and they can, because Neuralink manipulates brainwaves, and not just Neuralink, but they admitted that they can manipulate the pig's brainwaves, changes moods, change when the pig's aggressive, change where the pig is going or whatnot. It's controlling someone, like literally controlling someone. Well said. See, Carol has encountered and still does occasionally encounter entities. Same here. And it gets very, very excessive. Now, the thing of the energy and the lights going on and off and the alarms going on and off here, I have a lot of problems with alarms going on and off. It stopped there. The fire alarm has been okay for about a week, but it goes on and off. No, not because the batteries are dead, because things happen around me when I go into banks, when I go into all stores. At one point, some of you will physically meet me in our lifetimes, maybe. And I'm not a bullshitter. I traumatize people when they come with me, not because bad luck happens, nothing bad. It's odd things that happen. I was always able to see things in the sky ever since I was young. That's why I said, geez, imagine starting a YouTube channel and being able to film, and it didn't stop. It was the more I went out with the camera, it's like they know it. It's like it's my mind screaming it out there, Traumatic events that happen to some people, like when I lost my dad, I believe that it can open something on the other side. Whether it's a nice thought to think that maybe a guardian angel is there and permits, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I believe there is some good out there. I don't think everything is bad. You know how there's a yin yang, right? Good and evil. Well, why is there not good and evil when it comes to spirits? Why can't we have good spirits and bad spirits, like good demons and evil demons? Some people have conversations about spirits and demons and ghosts in a fun way. And I'm not mad at them. I respect them. And, even if you're not spiritual, people like a good scare. So it's easy to add things in a story that would make someone scary. Like I'll say, oh yeah, like what could I use? A coincidence with a date or something, Not everybody has that energy power, because it really is a power. Not everybody sees patterns in things. Ever since I've been young, it's always been. I've always seen patterns in things ever since I've been young. So, like Jason Berezny said, we're all part of something bigger, and it's true. I believe that we all have, um, yeah, everything and everyone is part of something else. I believe we all have a job to do in this life. I believe that 100%. Did you? Why did you try the fan trick? And which way, Orfeo Treshala? And thanks for sharing that. Nah, I don't know. Listen, cultures are really different, eh? I'm telling you, cultures are really different. You go to the States. I went to the States. It's not far from here. Americans and Canadians are very similar. I trust me, very similar. And I had gone there on my way to Cocoa Beach for the first and only time. Went with my mother on a vacation after my father died a long time ago in the 80s. And when I got there, the mentality was a little different. It's a different world. The expressions and accents are a little different. For me, it's beautiful. I love different places. I love all different cultures and everything. But we really are different from one another. And for me, just here in Quebec, driving down to the north of Quebec, when you get there, everything's different. The language is different. Same words, but different languages. I talked about someone from the bottom of Quebec there in French, and I was not able to understand anything that they were saying. The words are different. Windshield wipers in French down north, they call them des wipers. Je leur glorifie à partir de mes wipers sur papier, je leur glorifie les wipers. That's how they're talking about it, French, Quebec. When I never went there, but I had people that came to La Pépinière, Kramer. I worked for Kramer Stone. He was a Jew, and it was a boss that was in charge of massive tree company, would sell trees, plants, and everything. We would grow them. We'd take care of them, from big ass trees to small trees. But a lot of people came up from down from Quebec, and I couldn't get over how different we were, being over in the same province. But let me know, Orfeo Treshala, how Quebecers are weird. I'd love to know. Oh yes, so do I. The music band, the group. No problem, Julie. Thank you so much for being here at the same time. I love you for it. I know you're helping something. You're always helping something. You guys can check out the Real Stats channel and Gate Smasher Ura. They're a beautiful couple of people that I met recently. Floyd and Julie. They moved. They did a whole bunch, big transitioning from not gender transitioning. But be careful with that word now. Big transitioning from moving from Ontario, if I'm not mistaken, all the way up to Florida, I think, something, building their own place too. A lot going on in Julie and Floyd's life. So check their channel out, because they have an amazing channel. They show lemurs and animals and lions and tigers and bears and everything, even bear footprints. Right, Julie? You know what? Could it be that you're not too bright or something? Sorry. Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern here. A stupid question pattern. How can smart be funny? Open your mind, my friend. We're all living in our own realities. Did you know that? If you have 10 people in a room, you're going to have different heights and levels of realities. One person thinks, maybe you'll get 2 people, 3 people, 4 people that think the same on one subject, but then you go to a next subject and nobody agrees with each other. You got to be open-minded in life. How can smart be funny? Easy. A funny, smart person. You could say something smart in a humorous way. And that's what I do. That's what he means. Orfeo Treshula, are you okay? This family is great at improv, joking around. Yes, riffing off each other. Love it. That's what we have to do. Humor gives a reason to get up. I totally agree with that. 100%. Solar Head says, he had a friend that was practicing magic. She jumped out her window 3 floors up on a high-rise apartment. She broke her back. She said there was a demon in her flat. She's okay now. It can get very, very serious when you're playing with the occult, when you're playing with the other side. I got many books about it, but the occult, witchcraft, black magic. I have ancient books, old books, where the words are different books. And one old book was so old that I didn't know if it was a spell book or not. It took me about 3 weeks to understand that maybe I shouldn't be trying to read what was in the book. Steumpra te malati. What's that? Shaking. Don't take a chance. See? Orfeo, humor. Do you believe Tesla and others are time travelers? Mojo's Mama B, I'm that open-minded to believe that they maybe were familiar about time travel, but I do believe that it's possible that a time traveler, in theory, could maybe achieve time travel and then go back to a time where, after having tested it several times, was able to come back to a time to try to change what happens, because it's a myth about us being able to go back thousands of years. In time travel, I don't think we're going to be able to go back very, very far. They say that we can go back at hours at a time, a week at a time, but going back into the past, for example, I was born in 1975. If I go back, this is what science facts about people, geniuses and scientists talking about time travel. Apparently, if you go back to a time where you were born, you're not going to necessarily see yourself, or if you do, it's not going to change anything, and you're not going to be seeing yourself doing the exact things that you did when you were in the past, because they say that going back to the past is not the same. You can keep going back to the past always at the same year, and you're always going to see a difference. There's some truth to that. That's a little scary when you think of it, because the ideal of just jumping back into time, black holes now, and this was just in 2022, very recently, where they said that a black hole now, when you go around a black hole, okay, that's a trajectory to be able to go back into space and time, to bend time. But bending time is actually another one. Bending time is my favorite. When you hear Bob Lazar explain how the UFO works and how time travel works, or how the Zeta Reticulans from the star system, binary star system, Zeta Reticuli star system, is apparently where those small crafts that were in the S4 bunker, S5, S4, whatever, Area 51. It's a part of Area 51. It's not at Area 51. It's a branch. It's a part of Area 51. He explained that here's Area 51 and here's Zeta Reticuli star system. So for the Zeta Reticulans to be able to get to Area 51 on Earth, they don't have to travel through time. Actually, they don't have to travel in time. They can travel through time. They can bend time. So what happens is, here, the first point takes off like a bat out of hell, wants to get to this point, and in 1 second, time bends. So this is the whole universe is up here, and the 2 points approach each other. So it just crosses through time and is there. So imagine crossing thousands and thousands and thousands and hundreds of millions of light years, they'd be able to do that by bending 3 papers, 1, 2, and 3, and just choop, 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 going from place to place. Is it real? I don't know, but I love the way Bob Lazar explained it with a loose leaf piece of paper. To understand jumping through time, warps at warp speeds. Sound like Kermit there. That's an interesting one. Those are things I like to hear, because if there's an invisible celestial object like a star near our sun, Suzanne, well, the sun is the closest star to our planet. Depending on our eyes, from 400 to 700 nanometers, if we're looking at something with very low frequency or very high frequency, we're not going to see it. And it could be that what we are seeing around it would be that light, the difference of a light, that possibly we could see it. So it's not that we're seeing it, we're seeing the light being bent around it. That's how they found the black holes, by bending light. The light bends around the black hole. Black hole creates a dimple in the universe and space and time, and that little dimple shows us the light that's around it. The black hole has a corona, and if not, we wouldn't have been able to see it. Hey, we're already 7 o'clock, my friends. Power box just by harnessing light. I think I'm saying a bit too much, but what the hell? What's worse? A thing that could happen. Probably like me, man. Well, I talked about the moon and it being inhabited, and crickets ever since. Honestly. Hey, 50 homes, 1 portable power box. That's pretty freaking good, eh? Universities would jump on that right away, eh? Yeah, and listen, light is everything, brother. Light also has weight to it and has some physical force. The light that is present over a town like, I don't know, say San Francisco, well, it's going to weigh more. It's going to be pressed down more. Light has power. The solar winds is what travels everything around the universe. And that sun is pretty active, boys and girls. 3rd floor for the win. Who's okay? Orfeo Treshula. Dare I say you're weird? Is that an understatement? Why did the chicken cross the road, says Jason Beresny? To get away from people that can't take a joke. Yeah, yes, actually, yes. I was going to say to get away from me. So I moved here 15 years ago, says Carol, before I get off here. I never experienced anything supernatural except my Ouija board in my closet while in high school was putting out negative energy. So I looked all over and found it. You see, that's what brought in, opened a portal in my house, in my room, was the Ouija board. The Ouija board for me worked when I played by myself. I played for the first time when I was a very young age with my friend Thierry that came over. I said this story a long time ago. I was just at the end of, no, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I was out of grade 6. So I'd be in the first year, grade 7 or 8 in English, because we have grade 7 and 8 here. Sometimes we used to start in 8 and jump over 7, or I think the States do that. But anyways, in high school, running right along, Thierry came over and we played Ouija, and that's where I met Leia, Leai. And she marked me. That was a young girl that said it was a young girl. Didn't say it was a spirit, because when some of the people I spoke to on the Ouija board, they were talking to me and they were like, presently during the war, presently. And it fascinates me. Are they reliving their lives continually? And is it just their mind that's alive communicating with us? Like, just imagine you die and you burn up. There's nothing left of you, but your thoughts are somewhere. Crazy shit, eh? Orfeo Treshula, you getting that? Yes. McGill Stadium, 10. Wow, Jason. That's true. They did. I didn't know it was an 82, but you're damn right about that. That's right. Yep, medical bus. You guys must have medical buses up there. It's the people that have um, the competence of being able to travel, people that have certain handicaps, and sometimes we strap them down like in an ambulance and we tie them in. Sometimes they have oxygen. We have the racks to hold them. It's some people have to go to the hospital and they're not able to leave without their oxygen, and some people have a lot of handicaps where they need these machines to come with them. I didn't pick up any iron lungs, but what I was doing was picking up always humor and everything. I say it was the best part of my life, working on the medical bus. Very, very responsible, high risking job, and some of the people that were handicapped didn't really have good families. Not that they were abusive, but they were just, it's a whole other life when someone has a handicap, and the families do a lot of sacrifices for the people that have the handicaps, and nothing's different. They're regular families. I would say they're more normal families because I learned a lot from those people in the bus. And I tell you what, when I was on that bus, I did not complain about my sore eye, and I did not complain about my sore back. I'm pumped with lead. I worked in a lead company when I was young, and they forgot to give me in French it's a plombémie. It's a blood test. They test your blood. They take a blood sample from you to be sure that the lead is not elevated in your blood. I boiled lead. Used to work with the lead bricks. They looked like gold bars, except it's lead. They're very heavy, and we put them in cauldrons. And I used to make the little weights that go on the cars when you go get a tire balancement, and you have a little weight, a lead weight that they put on the car. We used to put that. It's lead weight that's compressed over a piece of zinc or nickel that we produced, and we'd send them out. But it was highly toxic. I had a beard. I smoked the cigarettes back then, so you were more at risk to have lead problems if you had a beard. I was more at risk to. I was the highest lead count in Quebec, and I am going to have to ask for the. What the hell was that? I'm going to have to ask for my papers. I'd love to be able to see my papers. Lead count was up over 2.25, and dangers for the bone marrow and the brain is at 181. So they said that I was over the threshold of being very dangerous, and they said when you get older, in your 50s even, or even young, lead always remains in your system. It doesn't leave your system. You can't pee it out, well, very little, and you can't sweat it out, very little. It's too heavy. And what happens is it breaks down in your blood. So you have so many particles, and then it breaks down, and then there's double particles, and then there's double. So it breaks down into small little lead pieces and stuff like that. So much that not going to show you, but when I look at my gums, all my gums, and sometimes in the hands, there's little black lines going through the veins, like in the blood, and even in my veins and my gums, that's the lead that is in me. So maybe the lead is what's helping me communicate with the UFOs. I have a tendency of believing that I've been going around for UFO rides for a long time, but I think the buggers are dropping me off at 20, 30 feet above and just letting me fall in the forest before sending me back into my bed. I don't think they come down to the ground. It must be a joke that they do all the time. Just throw them out. Let's go up to 25, see if he makes it. Throw him out in the bushes. Worked for a lead company, and it destroyed my health. I guess it could. Lead affects everything: vision, sight, hearing, absolutely everything. It affects absolutely everything. It's very, very dangerous, lead. And so I quit working there. Didn't get any money except for having been paid for a year or two. I think it was a whole year off work. And when you're paid on sick leave, your company doesn't like you. You go there every Thursday to get your pay. They call you a piece of shit because you're you're not working and you're getting paid. I could have died. Could have honestly died. They weren't checking anything. So when I left there, less than a week after, I was taken off of the job by the government, Health Canada. They changed the floor. They leaked a whole new cement floor. They changed the fridges. They changed the seats up in the lunchrooms. They changed the panels on the walls, ceilings, and floors because people that went in there for lunch would bring in lead. I mean, it's simple. There was a black line on the floor. It's like working at Goodyear with the tires. It's just in the Bamburies. It's just as dark. Lead is very, very black. It goes into your skin. I used to boil that at, oh God, I don't remember now, 868 degrees that you have to boil lead in a cauldron. Takes about 10, 15 minutes for it to start melting down. And I would take off all the dirt and black stuff on the top, the impurities in that, and we'd hit that and smack that in the garbage, a big garbage smoldering right beside us, like hardly able to breathe there. You're going to say, were there fans there? Yeah, there were fans that didn't do much. And of course, they said that unless you boil lead, it's not dangerous if you don't boil lead. So if lead's cold, it's not dangerous. So the problem was all the burns that we got. We got a lot of burns from the cauldron splashing up. And I used to work as an industrial mechanic. That was my best paying job there, as an industrial mechanic. We had all our tools, and I don't know if you guys know about, plastic and whatnot when they're putting them in molds, and it's the problems that, you need cold air at the same time that the plastic goes and closes in the mold. And if not, it gets stuck and you have to align it and adjust it and adjust the heat. That's what I do with the lead. And I would try to fix the machines for them to flow better and work more easily. But, WD-40 all the time, we're using that. It's toxic. It's all really, really bad toxic work that we're doing all the time. So, hey, everybody, we talked a bit about everything. And you notice how we're stuck at 100 comments always on the videos. So I thank you so much for getting the videos up to 2,000. It's all because of you guys. There's no new people very often anyways that come by the channel. But listen, you guys are keeping the channel up. Honestly, you're keeping this channel interesting. I know a lot of you, well, not a lot of you, actually. Some of you do some sharing here. My videos have been shared 2,000 times. Do you know that? In 7th year here, 2,000 times people shared my videos. So not more than that. So if you have shared my video or spoke about it to somebody, I definitely appreciate that, you guys. Alabama today. Sorry, you guys, that I missed. If I missed any of you, drive safe, Kai. I was 8 years old, said Joel, and I read a book about Tesla. I'm 48 years old now. Reading that book changed my life. Oh, crap. Wow. That was weird, too, that you... So this is, for sure, I'm going to try to read your mind. This is a book that not your dad, probably your grandfather or grandmother had in the basement or on a shelf somewhere where they, or you saw some old book stacks or something and started trying to look into that. I mean, listen, Nikola Tesla changed my life, Joel. Honestly, bro, changed my life forever. And I've been studying about light, physics, astronomy, heliophysics. I'm no genius, so it's taking me a long time to understand everything. I'm studying what touches my research. I'm no genius. I don't try to pass off as for someone that's smarter, but like everyone says, I'm humorous and smart. I try to be. I'm funny anyways. I try to be at least that. I want to thank you all for they squelch that province. Keep that in mind when texting, chatting, posting. Weird. The people of Appalachia love you by nature. Never forget that. Good. I love everyone. Yeah, I know, man. We're living in a weird world. I just assume, yeah, some of your nano pics, no problem. Are they small? Must be small images. Just being humorous again. Solarhead, that means a lot. I mean it, you guys. It really does mean a lot. And I thank you so much for appreciating the channel, you guys. Thanks for the wishes for Darla. Like I said, she got through a rocky part. And it's going to take a couple of days for her to get back up and going for sure. Thank you so much, Evelyn Saba. Wolfie Canada. We got wolves here too. Oh, sure, you love her people in land, but we're weird. Every girl I ever went out with here in Quebec was weird, buddy. You might be onto something. Follow all people. Lots of native people here, my friend. I'm part native. I got Indian blood. Damn right. Indian and German blood. Ha ha. I'm badass. Yeah, be careful if you guys are on the road, especially. Mojo's Mama B, thank you again for being having taken the time to become a member. I'll be answering comments. If you haven't checked out the last video, guys, get to it. I know everybody here basically probably has. Thanks so much, Thomas Peaks. I appreciate that, everyone. And to all that I missed, well, I'm so sorry for that. Anika, try to be a Patreon. Seems it didn't work. Really? I'm a bit concerned about that. It should work for like a minimum. Yeah, US dollars. It's only $2, $3 or something like that. Anika, let me know if you still have a problem with that. Patreon is the place. You guys want to message me, I'm there. I'll be listening. That's for sure. Anika, keep me posted with that. I'm sorry I'm so late to get back to you with that. It should work. You might have to go in and go back out. I don't know why that would happen. That's a little concerning. It has happened before with some people. They are so kind on Patreon. I've never had any problems with them there. Honestly, if you message them maybe or something and say, I'm trying to join this channel, do keep me posted, Anika. And if not, I'll try to give you a hand. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Yep, damn right, man. Yes, sir. He says, I'm a Taurus. I'm a water bearer. Lisa B, love you to pieces. Good night to you, Norma C. I'm pooping out. Yes, it's getting late. Nostra, Casa Nostra. Thanks, man. Yes, sir, man. One of my coworkers who called out is my brother. Awesome. He is not sick and does. Okay, one of my coworkers who called out is my brother. He's not sick and does not have the whispering. He's just yeah, an alien. Was on the bus and everyone was wearing a mask, is sitting there looking at each other. Awkward silence. I said I missed seeing smiles as I see a lot of nice people here. La, no one spoke. Isn't that freaky, eh? That scares me, Carol. Honestly, that scares me when people are like that. I did one of those. I'm a funny guy. I like to believe I am. Maybe I'm not. And I pulled a joke like that in a restaurant with at least 15, 20 people watching. Not one person replied. I waited 20 seconds and I said in a really loud voice, I went, and they all laughed. You know what I did when they all laughed? I ignored them and read my newspaper and drank my coffee. See, I'm funny that way. Maybe Quebecers are weird. You can get back at someone with a slap in the face, but with a smile. You know, you don't have to be aggressive. Oh yeah, mine are dead. See, that was being humorous. You said your ancestors work. I said mine are dead. See, there you go. Oh, you're even better than me. That means you're going to the old Indian Reserve. Honestly, damn right. That's what you got to do. Buy tobacco in a bag. Buy yourself one $15 pack of smokes to be able to put your smokes in the regular pack. People like showing off, eh? Like you roll your cigarettes. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't have $200 a week for smokes. I know people that wouldn't even spend it on drugs a week. Yeah, boy. A minute for the money. Everyone should have my free energy device. It only costs $300. Well, I'll tell you what, to make and will run itself until you turn it off. That is awesome. And when you get it patented and it's all up, you come here and I will push that shit out for you, my friend. 100%. Last question here. My late husband's birthday was day after Valentine's Day. Mine is day after New Year's. My brother after. Oh, wow. My daughter day after. Really? Seriously? Geesh. I like it's interesting dates to have a birthday. Eh? Day after Valentine's Day. I don't know if my mom was so happy of me being born in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. on the day after Valentine's Day. By 12 o'clock, she was starting to push. She was like, "Oh, happy Valentine's Day, honey." And we're having a baby. What the hell are we going to call this? Look, just call him Bruce. Get out. I feel this kid's going to expose the moon. I love you more, man. Yeah, and that's a good thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. My dad really did help me, and I don't believe it's just because I was a kid. There's certain energy and stuff that, like, we're aligned, right? Like, people are aligned with energy. I've met some of you that are at the other end of the freaking world, and I have a connection with some of you guys and gals. As many guys as girls, it's just a connection, like family, like connection. And sometimes, and that's because of the energy. Sometimes it just, it happens. 7:30, almost. So I'm gonna get off. And thanks for answering for leaving comments. Sorry, on the videos, and for all of you who first came by the stream. Anika of Thoth, let me know if you have any problems on Patreon. If you want to try it again for a month to come on and stuff, I will give you a hand. Let me know tomorrow or whenever you want to try it. And there shouldn't be any problems with it. House Mafia, missed it. Evening from the ponds, guys. Big love, everyone. Thank you so much. Resist the devil, and he will think we are also a little badass. Exactly. I agree with that, Orfeo Treshala. It's exactly what I try to do all the time is I block them out and I kill them off if I have to. Neuroofficial, glad someone helped her to get rid of it. Scary. Thank you so much, Lisa B. Neuroofficial, thanks. If I missed you guys, of course, I can't get everyone, but I try. So, almost sad to get off because this was a beautiful stream. It's Wednesday. I stream every Wednesday. Yeah, freaking run, says Suzanne, definitely. Yeah, I stream every Wednesday at 5 o'clock when I mostly can, and Fridays twice. Once at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 3, and I stream from 8 to 10 in the evening. If you want to come and join the conversations, any questions about my research, or just shoot the chit if you want about some of the space news and what's going on around the world. Lots happening, and I tend to feel by the time I come to stream next Friday, there might be a lot of changes. Never mention it more than I'm mentioning it now. An inevitable blackout's going to happen, whether it be because of the sun's EMP or a forced attack EMP. weather patterns are going to get crazy in the next 3 days. Watch for earthquakes, guys. The sun does not lie. The sun knows when something's going to happen. So, and those that don't know, leading up to 2025, we're going to see a very active sun. It's going to be a little scary. A lot of things going on. Hopefully, my heart goes out to all the people in southern Turkey and people that are living here and in the States that have family that are in southern Turkey. Some people are here immigrated and they still have all their family left in southern Turkey. I don't think the government's doing too good there for the people, but they are in my prayers, that's for sure. Jason Berezny, everybody that's here and that is experiencing something, maybe yourselves, the family, and deaths or certain things happening, sick people, got no one to talk to, come and let us know here. We're a big loving family online and we support each other, and that's it. We support each other in life for about everything. So the moon's inhabited. If you haven't seen the videos yet and you just got here to the channel and this is your first live stream, if you're a binge watcher, you are going to enjoy the videos. That's what I say. Suzanne says, fuck that, Bruce. I'm out of there. When things happen like that, Suzanne, at the moment that a spirit is here, you're not afraid necessarily, because it's this combined energy where you're interacting with the entity, and then when they leave, then the overwhelming part happens. That's what I've experienced. All right, guys, thanks for being member. Thanks for the contributions, and to the new members that I saw today come into the channel, I love you so much. Thanks for enjoying the channel, and thanks for joining by commenting, thumbing up the videos. It really, really helps, and in every ways that you guys do it. I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Have an amazing evening, and I'll see you in the comment section, guys. Bye-bye for now. Thanks for the support.